pulled my oilskin closer as the rain hit. Fat drops pelting down, then settling into a steady downpour. Soon my boots were full of water, my feet numb. Dancer was fed up, ears back, plodding along with his head down, sticky mud cleaving to his hooves. Water rushed along a ditch at the side of the road, rain hitting the parched ground loud as a train. Out of habit, I took notice of the fence line, looking for breaks. Through the rain, I noticed a whole section down, sagging wires, and a fence post uprooted. It looked fairly recent. No dead roos tangled in the wire. What could have been fresh wheel tracks led across the fence line, over the sagging wire and up a low rise. No stock around, just saltbush and the odd clump of mulga. I saw the cart on top of the rise. No horse in the traces, no people. The rain continued its steady pace. I dismounted, took my rifle out of its holster, stomach clenched tight, and walked over to what looked like a pile of wet washing. A young woman, sprawled on the ground, her skirts torn and her legs twisted. Rain fell on her face, washing the blood away and leaving a mask of jagged bone, tendon and muscle. I felt for a pulse and then lurched away and vomited, glad no one was with me. I'd seen death many times as a soldier, but I'd never seen a woman so brutally bashed. Still shaking, I turned back to her, fairly certain I knew who she was. But the state of her face left some hope I was wrong. With the cloud cover, the night was dark, and in the back of the cart I found a lantern. I took it out and crouched under the cart, trying to get a match to strike, hand shaking. Once it was lit, I straightened up, then walked over to another crumpled pile and held the lantern aloft, the raindrops glittering as they smacked into the body of a girl, a blanket tangled around her feet. I squatted beside her. She was face down in the mud, her hair loose and flowing in the rivulets like shining seaweed. There was a small hole in her back which had to be a bullet wound. I couldn't tell if she'd been raped and didn't want to go looking. I checked her pulse. People sometimes take a while to die. But she was gone. Her skin was as cold as the mud she lay in. Lantern shadows danced like spirits of the unshriven dead. Back at the cart, I found a young man slumped by the rear wheel, the side of his head caved in, his hands in his lap, water and blood dripping from his face. I recognized him, and fought off the urge to throw up again. It was James Kirkbride, and the girls were his two younger sisters, Nessie and Grace. God in his wasteland of a heaven, who would kill these three? Rain hammered my face, trailed down my back, dripped from my hat. I wiped my eyes, blinked as my mind galloped around in useless circles. 3 dead, 2 females and a male. 3 in the morning. I needed a doctor, I needed a tracker, more troopers, I needed a slug of whiskey. I heard a noise and swung around, ready to shoot. Nothing. Thunder rumbled in the clouds above. There were 4 Kirkbride siblings, another sister, Flora. I searched, frantically pushing aside scrub, holding the lantern aloft, shouting her name. My words drowned by the rain. If she was here, I couldn't find her. I couldn't keep looking. Complete the mission first. That was a rule the soldier lived by, and it was still deeply embedded in my brain despite frequent flushing with alcohol. I checked my watch, 3:10, put the lantern back in the cart, went back to Dancer and mounted up. He didn't have much left in him, but I set him at as fast a gallop as could be managed in the wet. I needed to raise the alarm.